have with the state.
All right, why are you stealing?
It was in a bad spot at the time.
No, I mean, I don't understand why when people think they're in the bad stop, the go-to is let me steal from somebody else who's been working hard. Court is calling 2024 CR 5966, State of Texas versus Jimmy Cardell Claiborne. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Rolando Ruiz for the defense.
All right, are you Mr. Claiborne?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Claiborne, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? Did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? Did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand you're charged with the offense of credit or debit card abuse as a state jail felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand? You're gonna need to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court doesn't follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you are giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor, he is.
Mr. Claiborne, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
I'm not.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea? Satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, there's a $500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication, and there's to be restitution to the complainant. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea? Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 3 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 60 hours of community service restitution, and the theft course. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
No.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
No objections, Your Honor, for purpose of the plea.
Okay. And state, you may be excused. Counsel, I'm sorry, Mr. Claiborne, did you review what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence state's exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Rolando Arguelles. Rolando Arguelles. Arguelles. First name Rolando.
All right, after reviewing state's exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We are, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
But the court just followed the agreement that we have with the state.
All right, why are you stealing?
It was in a bad spot at the time.
No, I mean, I don't understand why when people think they're in the bad stop, the go-to is let me steal from somebody else who's been working hard. So why are you doing it? And what bad spot are you talking about you're in?
Wasn't doing it, it was one time.
No, I mean, one time is too many. So what bad spot were you in? Because you're employed. So what bad spot were you in that you would take somebody else's credit card and use it?
I had just started working, I needed Pampers.
So, I mean, see, that is zero excuse. Let me tell you why. Because there are plenty of places that will give you free Pampers. And guess what? I don't know why people are stuck on this Pampers thing, because if you can't afford Pampers, you know what you do? You use cloth. Pampers is just something that's been brought in new to existence for convenience. But back in the day, people would use cloth diapers. You get cloth diapers and guess what you do? You wash them and they can be used again. So again, what were you buying at Walmart?
Gift card, I didn't want to keep using the card.
So you use their bank card to buy a gift card for yourself to use.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you didn't want to keep using their card because you didn't want to get caught.
Yes, ma'am.
So don't act as though you were doing them a favor by, oh, I'm going to Walmart to purchase a gift card. Anything you want to say for your client?
We are, due to the nature of the circumstances, we are asking this court to defer the finding of guilt and give him the opportunity. He's remorseful about his actions. It was a one-time occasion. He's not a convicted felon. So therefore, we're asking this court to give him that one opportunity to keep up the felony conviction, be a better parent, better husband.
All right, I know he's saying it was a one-time thing, but according to the police report, they're not saying it's a one-time thing. Because it states the credit card companies contacted him and his wife regarding suspicious charges. There's an S on that. So that means there was more than one charge. Otherwise, they would have said regarding a suspicious charge.
I understand that, Your Honor, but I mean, police reports at this moment, the only thing that was mentioned was the $501 that Walmart tried to say. There wasn't anything else alleged.
Well, there's a situation where he tried to use the card for $100. That's what's in the police report. So you have the $500 Walmart, and then you have another $100. How many times were you trying to use their cards? Or how many times did you use their
I
card?
only used the card one time.
It says, Mr. Vincent advised the complainant that on August 7th, a $100 charge was attempted at the Walmart with the Bank of America card. And then the second and third attempts were at the same location at approximately 6:45 a.m. and 6:46 a.m. The second charge was $504 with an American Express card. And then there was a third attempt for $204. So there are three.
Well, Judge, we're still asking this court to follow the state's agreement at this point. Like I said, my client is remorseful of his actions. He's not intending on doing so again. He's not a convicted felon and would like to keep that a felony conviction off his record to be a good father, get secure employment, and be able to provide for his family.
How many children do you have?
Four.
I'm sorry?
Four.
What are their ages?
11, 7, and 2 1-year-olds.
And who do you live with?
My fiance.
Is this your fiance? You put a ring on her finger, y'all are gonna get married? Or is this somebody you just live with for a while and y'all decide to say she's the fiance?
No, ma'am, I've been with her for 6 years. I put a ring on the finger.
All right. And what does she do for a living?
Right now she works from home.
Doing what?
I don't know, she just got the job when I got locked up. I think it's for AT&T.
And how far did you go in school?
Now,
How far did you go in school?
we have associates,
Associates in what?
business.
And what have you been doing with your associate's degree?
Well, I just moved to Louisiana. My uncle was gonna help me open a business for myself.
All right, so are you in Louisiana or are you in Bear County?
I just moved to Louisiana in December.
Oh, so is he gonna be living in Louisiana?
We are gonna be asking probation. I explained to him that it can be transferred, but it has to be through the probation department. He first needs to check in here, and then probation arranges for that to happen and be able to move to whichever parish that he's gonna be living in Louisiana.
All right, and your fiance is in Louisiana?
It's on,
What parish?
St. Samuel.
All right, this is what the court is gonna do, is a $500 fine. The court is gonna sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication. There's to be restitution to the complainant. There's to be proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. 120 hours of community service restitution. The court will waive 60 of those hours upon completion of parenting classes. And the court is ordering parenting classes. There's to be regular UAs, regular reporting by Zoom or in person. I'll do a transfer to St. Tammany Parish. And the theft course. Probation, is there anything else he needs? I'm sorry, well, I'll order field visits, but he's trying to transfer to Louisiana. But while he's in San Antonio, then there'll be field visits 1 time per month until transfer. Is there anything else, probation?
No.
Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? Did you review the trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Stealing is never the answer. You understand?
It's on.
There's a lot of free places, at least in Bear County, where you can get diapers, you can get on WIC, you can get help with food. They have all these pantries available. So that's not the answer. Now, let me just tell you, with this offense, whether you're on deferred or not, it's considered a crime of moral turpitude. So what that means is your business degree, maybe you'll be able to do something with that, maybe not. Your attorney can explain to you all of the collateral consequences from pleading, and I know he probably did already explain to you the collateral consequences for pleading to any crimes that are considered crimes of moral turpitude. You understand? All right, good luck to you. Thank you,
Thank you,
counsel.
Judge.
All right. John Martinez, good morning. I see that, I know that he's set for the 27th, but we're here on these motions.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, is his girlfriend here? Court is calling 2024 CR 4455, State of Texas versus John Anthony Martinez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state
Zach Dunn for the state, Your Honor.
defense?
Leah Alon here with Gary Barton's office representing Mr. Martinez.
And are you Mr. Martinez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, there's a motion here to amend bond conditions. I believe that is the aggravated assault with a deadly weapon is the complaining witness, the defendant's girlfriend. All right, and I believe that she wants the no contact order lifted.
That's the state's understanding, yes.
All right, state, are you in agreement with lifting the no contact order?
We let council know that they had 2 separate motions, one for the GPS, one for the no harmful. We were in agreement to the, well, depending on the former or latter with respect to partial to monitoring, Your Honor.
Okay,
But we almost essentially, we're happy to, if the court would like our recommendation, we almost stayed silent, given we were hoping to hear from the complainant, given their presence in the courtroom today.
all
With
right,
respect-
so with regards to GPS, then the court will allow for tracking. Now, anyone want to call the complainant?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so before you all call her, is this an issue where the complainant is going to come and say this didn't happen?
If my understanding is correct, it's not so much a reneging or taking back that something happened, so much as it's a putting forth a complainant's intent to not assist in prosecution is the state's understanding.
All right, because if she is, let's call her up. What is her name?
Her name is Shania Hernandez, Your Honor.
Shania Hernandez, come forward.
I believe she is outside of the courtroom.
Yes.
May I go get her?
Yes.
Martinez.
All right, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Shania Hernandez.
All right, Mr. Hernandez, if you are coming in to say that this did not happen, then you will need an attorney to represent you. I'm not saying that the state would file charges against you, but it is a crime to file a false police report. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, so are you coming forward to say that this did not happen? All right. Anybody wish to ask her questions?
Yes, Your Honor. If I may, could you please spell your name for the record
Shania
and your last name?
Hernandez.
And can you describe the nature of your relationship with Mr. Martinez before the incident?
We were in a long-term relationship with
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you.
we were in a long-term relationship with a kid.
And how many children do you share together?
One, boy,
And how old is your child?
2 years old.
And since the incident, have you had any contact with Mr. Martinez?
No, ma'am.
Have there been any violations of this no contact order?
No, ma'am.
And do you have any safety concerns specifically as they relate to Mr. Martinez?
No, ma'am.
And has it been challenging to avoid contact with Mr. Martinez for yourself and your son?
For my son, it's just kind of hard doing all this for myself and not having, the parent that agreed to become there.
What sort of difficulties have you experienced?
Like on weekends, I always have to find somebody to watch him because his daycare doesn't carry through on weekends. So it's always me trying to either get a family member to help or, sometimes it's hard being able to get diapers and everything, what he needs throughout. And I don't really have anybody to ask for help.
And do you have any concerns or reservations about modifying the bond conditions in this case?
No.
I'll pass the witness, Your Honor.
No questions, Your Honor.
All right, I have a few. If there are no objections.
No objections from the state.
How old are you?
I'm 22 years old.
And how long have you been in a relationship with him?
3 years.
All right, and how does your family feel about your relationship?
Mm,
Are they opposed to it? Were they always opposed to it, or they just now are opposed to it?
They're just not opposed to it.
All right. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you can come back. Any other evidence?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right, so this is what the court is going to do. One, I'm not allowing him to have face-to-face contact with her. According to the indictment, and I don't take any of it as true. I'm just here on an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, but it's alleged you pointed a firearm at her. So I will allow him, because she's saying she needs diapers, she needs this. He can call, I think they do, DoorDash or whatever they do. I know you can order at the grocery store and they will deliver it. So you can, if you want to help take care of your child, guess what? You can go online. I will not consider it a violation if you're ordering Pampers or whatever food items you want to have delivered to that home, but you are not allowed to deliver it. Do you understand?
No.
You're not allowed to have contact. If there is some sort of agreement regarding the child, I have no jurisdiction over the child. If somebody has legal documents where he can have visitation with the child, that needs to be done through a third party, not through her. So the only contact you are allowed to have with her is having groceries delivered.
Could I have my mom deliver anything to her?
Yes, your mother can deliver items to her as well. You are not allowed to have face-to-face contact with her. State, do you have any objections to him maybe having, I don't know, I guess Zoom time with his child?
No objections, Your Honor, and I think the, like, providing of any civil documentation would also help the state in the future with respect to the child, so
Okay.
absolutely, Judge.
All right, so there's to be no in-person contact with the complainant. So that means that you can have contact by Zoom. You all want to talk and you want to see the baby through Zoom, you can. But you are not allowed to go to her place of employment if she's employed. You're not allowed to go to her residence. If there's a family barbecue and she's there with her family, even if the baby's there, you're not allowed to come over. You understand? Is there anything that you do not understand about the court's instructions? All right, so there's to be no in-person contact with the complainant, and GPS is tracking only, and the court is asking that fees be waived. All right, is there anything else?
Nothing from defense.
All right, we'll see you back on June 27th.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
You're
Are you
welcome.
excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Rivera, they're almost done with your paperwork.
Yes, ma'am.
Court is calling 2021 CR 2962, State of Texas versus Sonia Elaine Hickman. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state, for the defense?
Lorraine Efren.
And are you Miss Hickman?
Yes, ma'am.
The attorney, your attorney is actually out of county right now. Do you have any objections to her appearing by video?
No, ma'am.
State, any objections to counsel appearing by video?
No,
All right, Ms. Hickman, did you review the motion to revoke community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
I do.
Okay. Are you the same Sonia Hickman who was placed on community supervision in 2021 CR 2962 for the offense of unauthorized use of a vehicle on June 1st, 2021 for a term of 2 years and extended for 2 years? Is that you? You need to speak up.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And defense, what allegation did you negotiate to proceed on?
Actually, we didn't discuss which violation. I think there's 4 or 5 of them. We are pleading true with the open to the court.
Okay.
We do not have an agreement.
All right.
We would go under number 5.
All right, state.
Okay. Violating condition number 5 in Bear County, Texas, defendant Sonia Hickman, that did in there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the months of February and March 2023 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that, true or not true? All right, state, do you waive other violations?
Your Honor.
Did you, any objection to the state's waivers?
No objection.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court would find it true, grant the motion, sentence you up to 1 year in the state jail facility? Did you understand that?
True.
No, I want you to listen to me carefully. You've pled true to violation of condition number 5. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Do you understand that violation of condition number 5, you're saying that you didn't report for February and March of 2023? Did you understand that?
True.
No.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand?
I understand.
All right. Did you understand by pleading true to number 5, I can send you to the state jail facility for up to 1 year? Did you understand?
Yes.
All right. Knowing that I could send you up to the state jail facility for 1 year, do you still wish to plead true to number 5?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. The court is finding violation of condition number 5 true. My understanding is there no agreement. That is correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
State, what are you requesting?
Revocation, Your Honor.
All right. Defense, are you requesting revocation as well or no?
No, my client would like a chance to be continued on probation. And what she says is that she was homeless and on the street for quite a lengthy period of time, which made it impossible for her to comply with probation. But now she's in a more steady and stable situation with an address and feels that she can comply and complete all conditions of probation. So
All right.
we're asking for an opportunity to be continued.
All right, that's going to be denied. I'm going to grant the motion to revoke. This is not her first motion to revoke for this cause number. Probation, has she done anything on probation?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
Judge,
Yes. Depends.
I believe she has 73 days credit.
All right, so state, what are you requesting for sentence?
Your Honor, I believe the 1 year is the underlying, that's what may be requested.
All right, this is what the court is going to do. As previously stated, the court is going to grant the motion. Court is going to sentence you to 1 year in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. There's $1,000 fine. Time and money will run concurrent. Was there any restitution owed to Davis Thieves and Enterprise Rental Car Company?
No, Your Honor.
All right. All right, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you're on community supervision. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. We can go off the record. Here's the thing. If you have an issue, you can always go to different places in Bear County. Bear County has a lot of shelters for people to stay at. They have a lot of free opportunities if you have a drug or alcohol problem where you can get help.
Yes, ma'am.
You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And back on the record, I'm sorry. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you, Ms. Hickman.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good luck, Miss Hickman.
All right, Ms. Efron, we also have Mendez.
Okay, Mr. Escobar and I were speaking earlier, and I think I don't know if I have a firm offer on it just yet, but he's going to get me a firm offer.
Judge, on that one, I just wanted a chance just to try and reach out to the complaining witness before you make a decision. I know it has a lot of settings.
It does. So Ms. Ferguson, on this, set this for July 1st.
Yes, ma'am.
So we're back on the record in 2024 CR 2974. State versus Hector Casanova. All right, Mr. Casanova, here's the thing. And I want you to hear me clearly, right? I am not your attorney. The document that has been given you is a copy of the indictment. I'm not to give you information about your indictment. That's the indictment. That's what we're here for. So any questions that you would have about that indictment, you're going to have to answer those for yourself. Otherwise, the person who will be telling you about what the indictment means and what the numbers are, that will be an attorney. Do you understand?
I do not understand.
Oh, what that means is, for example, we can go off the record. I'm giving you a hypothetical. All right. Let's say you needed surgery and you're in the middle of the wilderness, you need surgery, and you tell me and you tell the doctor, guess what? I'm performing this surgery on my own. I don't need you. I'm walking out of the hospital. I'm going to go in the desert. Now, maybe the doctor would try to stop you and do other things. But if you go in that desert by yourself, don't tell the doctor where you are. You take a scalpel out in the desert by yourself. You don't get to call the doctor and say, hey, I'm in the middle of the desert performing surgery. I'm going to be my own anesthesiologist. I'm doing all of this. How do you do this? Because they're not going to tell you. It's the same thing here. You're saying that you do not want to be represented by an attorney. You want to represent yourself. So that motion, that indictment, I'm not to tell you anything about what that indictment is. The state is not to tell you, oh, this is what this indictment means. This is the range of punishment. Those are things that you're supposed to do. Do you understand?
I still don't understand.
All right. So just have a seat. This is what's going to end up happening. You're going to have an attorney. That attorney is going to come over to the court right now. You're going to speak to that attorney. After you speak to that attorney, we're going to go forward. Ms. Ferguson, can you call manage to sign counsel and let them know that we need an attorney over here? And that attorney will talk to you. That attorney will tell you what that indictment means. That attorney will tell you the range of punishment. Do you understand?
I still don't understand.
All right. Well, I don't know how I can further make you understand.
Are we on the record?
Yeah. All right, Norma, get someone from manage to sign counsel here, please. All right, just have a seat and we're going to have an attorney come down. All right.
I would like to ask some questions on the record, if I may, while I have your time here.
Oh, no, let me just tell you, you'll have my time till 5 o'clock because that's how long we're here. What is going to end up happening is an attorney from managed assigned counsel is going to come down. Do you understand?
I do not understand because I I don't feel like I am needing an attorney because I'm here to represent myself as the flesh and breathing man, Hector Casanova Jr. Let's see. All right, so let the record of the court show that I, Hector Casanova
Just one
Jr.
second.
the accused
Just
in
one
the-
stop.
Yes, sorry.
All right, we're on the record. So what did you want the record to reflect?
So let the record of the court show that I, Hector Casanova Jr., the accused in this criminal action, has asked the court to divulge the nature and cause of the accusation upon the authority of the Sixth Amendment, and that this court has failed in its duty to inform me of the nature and cause of this action.
All right, and
Furthermore,
let me
let the
stop
record
you.
also show.
Mr. Casanova, let me ask you a question. Have you been given a copy of the indictment?
I believe so.
All right, so let the record reflect that Mr. Casanova has been given the copy of the indictment. And the copy of the indictment, it tells him what he is charged with. You may continue.
Now, these charges, are they civil? Is this a civil charge or a criminal charge?
All right, that is something that if you had an attorney to represent you, they would be able to tell you. What the court can tell you is that you are in a felony court and this is a criminal court.
Okay. So, this being a criminal, let the record of the court show that the action against me is criminal action. My following question would be, the Constitution grants this court two types of criminal jurisdiction. Criminal jurisdiction under the common law and criminal jurisdiction under the admiralty or military tribunal. In which of these two jurisdictions does this court intend to try me?
All right, so this is what is going to happen, Mr. Casanova. Someone from managed assigned counsel is going to come over and you can speak with them or not speak with them. But the questions that you are asking the court are not, some of them are not in any shape, form, or fashion related to the fact that you're in a criminal district court. Do you understand?
I do not understand.
Okay.
But I don't think you'll be violating your oath of office if you did your duty under the Constitution. I am not seeking legal advice. What I want to know is legal intent.
Mhm.
I have the right to appear as myself in my own person without a licensed attorney. In order to intelligently defend myself, I need to know the jurisdiction this court is operating under.
Mhm.
Let's see. So therefore, will you please answer the question so that way this court is properly identified?
All right, you're in the 187 District Court. It's a criminal court. You're on the 4th floor.
Thank you. This Constitution grants this court two types of criminal jurisdiction. Criminal jurisdiction under the common law and criminal jurisdiction under.
All right, I'm
admiralty or military
Counsel,
tribunal.
I'm sorry, Mr. Casanova, in the human flesh. I'm going to stop you right there. What is going to end up happening, I want you to hear me clearly. An attorney is coming over for managed assigned counsel, period. That's it. So have a seat, managed assigned counsel will come over. Do you understand? Yes or no?
I do not understand.
All right, do you understand what it means to take a seat?
I do understand.
All right, so take a seat.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Mr. Arguelles has been appointed to represent you. Have you had contact with your previous attorney?
One time I did have a video conference with him. It lasted about 2 minutes, ma'am.
All right, and how long ago has that been?
I'd say about a month and a half ago.
All right. And off the record, you asked the court to have another attorney appointed to represent you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and that attorney is Mr. Arguelles. Do you have any objections to Mr. Arguelles representing you?
No, ma'am, none whatsoever.
All right, and Mr. Arguelles, of course, you are entitled to 10 days. Are you waiving that?
We are, Your Honor, in the best interest of my client.
All right, Mr. Torres, did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Are you the same Frank Daniel Torres who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2023 CR 7903 for the offense of assault, family choking, strangulation on February 8, 2024 for a term of 5 years? Is that you?
Unfortunately, yes, ma'am, it is.
All right. State?
On or about the 16th day of May, 2024, in Bear County, Texas, the defendant, Frank Daniel Torres, did then and there fail to attend and successfully complete the following counseling education program, state accredited battering intervention and prevention program in violation of condition number 20.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True, ma'am.
State?
The state waives and abandons the others, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 20, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 20?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 20 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There is a proposal, Your Honor, yes.
And what is the proposed agreement?
The proposal, Your Honor, is for revocation and adjudication of guilt for then a term of probation to be 5 years and to continue on the conditions, notably because the complainant across both is the same. So that was the proposal with respect to conditions remaining the same, but this time with a conviction and a permanent finding and to be on straight probation as opposed to deferred.
All right, what I can tell parties, I'm not going to follow that agreement. If you all wish to continue on probation, the part of the agreement I'm not going to follow is the 5 years. So what would you all suggest for an underlining? Are you all suggesting for an underlying sentence with the conviction of 5 years?
Well, we want a term of 5 years of probation, correct, Judge? Unless the court wants to go lower, which we would not be opposed to.
No, I will not go lower.
I think the initial discussion was potentially for a 5/5, so 5 years, probate and suspended for 5 years. But if we need to increase the timeline, I'm happy to talk with counsel now.
All right, if you all can talk about that with the
Sure.
underlying.
Okay,
All right.
yeah, may we just briefly break away?
Yes.
We have an agreement, Judge.
All right, and what is the proposed agreement?
The proposal, Your Honor, would be for 8 years for the underlying and that would be probate and suspended for 5.
Correct.
All right. Are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Myself, yes, ma'am.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
All right, this is what the court will do. The court is going to find you guilty. There's to be no contact with the complainant. The court is going to order partial GPS for employment only.
In regards to the no contact, Your Honor, can they have contact through one of the apps because they do have a child together, 14-month-old?
No,
How's he going to take care of his child?
he's going to have to do that through some sort of, if they have custody arrangements.
That's what I meant, like through the apps that allow for that to happen, that they can have communication.
No, I mean, because, and you all didn't proceed on it, but I'm assuming the reason for this is because there's another allegation. And what is happening with that other allegation?
It's newer, Your Honor. It's from May, so I don't have any word from the intake attorney on the status of that case.
All right, and who is the alleged complainant?
Same complainant.
So no, I'm not going to allow that. So there's to be no contact with the complainant. There's GPS partial for employment only, and all other previous conditions are to remain. And I'll ask that GPS fees be waived. And I'm going to sentence you to 8 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 5 years. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. And also because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to your attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. There's no contact. I previously ordered no contact.
Yes, ma'am.
Obviously, it appears that it's not working. Yeah,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I know maybe the new allegation, you're saying it's not true, but I don't have any information for that yet, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, is there anything else?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Nothing for the defense, sir.
All right, and is the complainant aware?
The complainant is aware of